for him. Second year in a row, but now it's all about the driver's title. 5 red lights go on as soon as Charlie Whiting switches them off. Away they go. Good start from Andreas Zuber, slow away, but no stall from Sandy McGraw. As you predicted, Gareth, Zuber might be the man here, but look at Adam Carroll coming around the outside. Can he make it on safely? Yes, he gets alongside McGraw. Well, nobody facing backwards in the first corner. You can already see, though, that one of the ART cars has been eased a little further down the order, and I think Piquet has moved up. There is Sandy McGraw in second, Adam Carroll in third place, Timo Glock perhaps in fourth, ahead of Ernesto, no, it's Viso ahead of Glock, I think.
I think Piquet and Hamilton are 6th and 7th, I would say, looking at that shot there.
In fact, it's not Viso, Viso's way down the back, so who is that in front of Timo Glock?
Looking at Piquet.
That's the championship leaders. Now, neither of them can afford an error here. Piquet saying after qualifying, they both know that it is really up again.
I'd like to see Zuber start again. Hamilton spun.
Still got an engine. He has still got an engine. Oh my goodness me, that's really trusting a lot in other drivers. Now that is very dramatic indeed, and that almost guarantees that Nelson Piquet will be at least in with a chance of taking the championship lead away from here. He's alongside the number 7 iSport car, and that is Ernesto Viso. That's how far back he's come from. Hamilton really in trouble here. Oh, Gareth, there is huge pressure now for the Englishman who has led this championship almost from the second race weekend onwards.
Yeah, that's difficult. I mean, obviously we haven't seen what happened there, but I presume he lost it on his own. He wasn't actually close enough to it. See, here we are, we're in car with him now. Just gets away from him, just hits the curb, maybe just slightly too hard, just gets away from him. But the way he rejoined here,
errors too much.
I think Piquet was the only innocent part. Is Hamilton making his way back through the field? I think just with Viso, isn't he?
Viso,
yeah.
Look at that, how close.
That's actually pretty big contact.
Yeah. Luckily, Viso was going.
Fauzi slowed down.
See, now that's the difference between a racing driver and a driver who can just about cope with the car. Is that Viso somehow managed to sort all that data and got out of trouble.
Now, without the time screen, we can't see exactly where Hamilton.
Not in the points. They only go down to 6th place. Lucas de Grassi. Piquet's only 5th. Hamilton making a move down the inside of Adrian Valles. It is, in fact.
Yeah, the point I was making as we saw Hamilton start his spin there was I'd like to see the start again. Zuber looked to have a cracker. It looked borderline jump start to me from the angle we were at, so I'd like to see it from another angle and just see that it was legal.
Touch of the clay Regazzoni's, you're saying?
maybe.
Although he didn't often jump from the front row. But there is certainly be worth watching, and their insult to injury. The car comes back with Lewis Hamilton now, thinking this is live. Oh, is that Pantano?
Yeah, it's a good move actually. Pantano to Hinchey maybe.
Or to Hinchey, all that we saw on board with Viso. And here's Hamilton. Didn't get the job done entirely, did he? Oh, goodness me. Monfordini. So that previous on board was at least a lap earlier. Past Negrao, but Glock now 3rd. And Hamilton behind Frank Pereira and around the outside of these two.
Hard on the power, nice and early.
So this is Yoshimoto and Pereira. Oh, Pereira giving him a big squeeze.
That's naughty.
Well, there's still lots of room. He was just defending, wasn't he? I mean, it's not like he had a big chop.
He's come back and done him.
Yeah, and he's between Pereira and Monfordini. Pereira and Monfordini. That's really not a nice place to be,
sandwich.
Is it? Yes.
He's going to do it again.
He is. Well, do you know what? I mean, he's giving him just enough room to keep a car in. Yeah, enough to survive.
Good move.
But
that's pretty brave stuff.
So I'm okay. So Hernandez Prema in 8th place and 7th place respectively as Hamilton picks up another position. See, now this is almost like the race leader working his way through the back markers, isn't it? But this is really, really important stuff, and until we see page 2 of the graphics, we're not going to know exactly where he's got to. He's been in with much a championship chance. Here we go with Hamilton. Look at the speed of approach here.
There, isn't it?
Absolutely flying up the inside, almost taking the line as if... With Lewis Hamilton, 10th place, he has now caught Jose Maria Lopez and his own teammate Alexandre Prema, who is right in front. Now, this is not for points. So he'll have to work his way not only past these, but also past Sergio Hernandez and Nicolas Lapierre to take points for 6th. Here he comes inside Lopez. He's just so late on the brakes, isn't he?
No, didn't fight at all. That was just easy for him. Almost like Lopez said, yeah, go on, after you.
Well, there you go.
Got Prem after. Yeah.
Well,
Which is what we half expected. Yeah. So what we were talking about before, his teammate, yeah, go on, after you. Scrapping for 3rd place in the championship with Prema, isn't he? So he needs every point he can as well.
Well, plus, you know, a position on the podium, plus...
Hamilton up to 7th.
Yeah, he just loves to race. One more place then and he'll be in the points.
Yeah.
How far away is Nicolas Lapierre, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, and here comes Hamilton.
Just done Lapierre to 6th. He's in the points.
Well, that's great progress. Right in front of him, you saw Lucas Di Grassi back for a few laps, so completed 13 of 23. Replay with Hamilton. And again, it looks like he's got brakes and the other cars haven't. I mean, we saw it when he was
flying. And the next 37.3 for Hamilton. The next fastest lap that lap was 38.5.
And that is Di Grassi done and dusted. So Hamilton and Piquet, well, at the line he was only half a second behind Glock, but now he's looking in the mirrors. He's not looking in front of him. He is just thinking about what's coming up hard and fast from behind.
Yeah, he's gone defensive, isn't he? You can see it straight away. The body language of Piquet and Hamilton is interesting. Hamilton's a man on a mission. Piquet's really just looking in the mirrors, not bothered about Glock at all there.
Well, Piquet has finally clawed himself back into a position where he can almost reach out and touch this trophy and this championship, and where he's really been taken seriously, and suddenly now all the pressure is on him. Hamilton's in the points where he wasn't expecting to be on lap 2, and he's done all that he can do. He's right behind Piquet. You know, now if he gets by, fantastic. If he spins off and doesn't, it's only where he was at the beginning of the race.
Yeah, it's amazing how fine the line, isn't it?
Yeah.
Start of the weekend, Hamilton was the man under pressure.
Now, having caught everybody so far, Hamilton must surely believe, even with 7 laps remaining after this, that actually he's got a chance of finishing on the podium, and he's definitely got a chance of staying ahead of Piquet.
Yeah, he just needs to tread carefully, isn't he? If he's going to get past Piquet, he's got to make sure it's clean without...
Look at the time on the last lap, though, Gareth. 1:39.0 for Piquet, 1:37.7 for Hamilton, 1.3 seconds quicker to catch Nelson, and shut down the entire gap in a single lap.
Yep. Well, you can see straight away, I mean, with every lap, Piquet was nibbling at Glock, wasn't he? Now, forget it, I'm not interested.
Yeah.
Just look after the tyres, take it easy, don't risk anything, just keep Hamilton behind. Keep him at arm's length.
Glock's podium is safe from Piquet, that's for sure. Here we go, yeah, just look at him. Oh, the toe, that's great stuff!
Good move. Great move.
That is my favourite part of this track in almost anything. You just get such a big toe up the hill and down the other side, and it's just a great overtaking manoeuvre. Would have been contact earlier on with the, oh my goodness me, he's inside for 3rd.
Glock going to come back at him?
Yes, of course he is, of course he is. Now, this is danger for Hamilton, though.
Yeah.
Glock's got everything to gain and nothing to lose.
Piquet should be closer, really, to try and pick up some pieces if there is contact.
Glock,
that's going to beat sights. Wow, he's done him.
Balls of steel, this boy. In fact, both. Again, you know, a big pressure move from Glock. You can just imagine what the Formula 1 press room is like, can't you? Every single man stood on his feet going, are you seeing this?
Glock's come back at him again.
Yes, and Piquet's right in there as well, and that's contact.
Yeah, Piquet's done him. Oh! Exactly, that's where Piquet should have been. Just in case there was contact, pick up the pieces. Now Lewis has got to do it all again.
And they've got 2 more races at Monza as well to sort this out. Piquet suddenly has woken up. Glock is in danger of running out of tyre, I think, as is Piquet at this stage. This is for 3rd. And the chance to go to Monza with the points lead, perhaps, for Lewis Hamilton. Five laps after this, Timo Glock in 3rd, Nelson Piquet back up to 4th, Lewis Hamilton in 5th, Andrea Zuber leading by 1.2 across the line from Adam Carroll. Looks as though Zuber has just got a little in hand over the Ulsterman.
Hamilton's got a good toe again there, Martin.
Great toe, but Piquet's not
Piquet's got it
asleep.
covered this time. He's around the outside.
It's the S's of Snetterton. He's going to do Piquet on the outside
Now
and
it's
cut
a
back.
right-hander.
Yes,
Now it's
and he's pushing Zuber. Did you see Zuber's tyres spin up as he got under the gearbox? Glock rather, I'm sorry, yes. Fantastic, but that makes him so slow. Here comes Piquet. Now, how far up to the pit wall is Lewis going to squeeze him when he comes? Because he will come. He doesn't need to. Piquet's doing the outside line like the Senna S's at Brazil. Fantastic.
Hamilton looks hungry, doesn't he? He looks more prepared for a fight.
Look at that. Imagine the filth that was on his tyres from that inside line when he came down here. He'd only partly cleaned it, getting past the Durango car earlier on.
And respect to Glock as well. I mean, he was giving it plenty, wasn't he? Fair, all fair. Just leaving enough room.
They must have been about 6 inches apart there, at least. Oh yeah, plenty. Yeah. That's perfect.
That's
absolutely.
Piquet jumped past. Yeah.
And Piquet was little unlucky not to get past Glock as well there, but this is at the end of the previous lap, or the last lap to the one they're on now. And again, suddenly Degrassi's going, ooh, excellent, here's a place possibly. And Hamilton all over Timo Glock once more. Well, if he knows nothing else, Lewis Hamilton, he knows that Glock is not going to roll over just because he's the championship leader.
Just got crossed up there, Hamilton.
How hard was he on the throttle there? Goodness, he was on early.
Things about it, this is what Formula 1 should be. They should look at this and be embarrassed.
Yes, absolutely. They should hang their heads in shame, I'm afraid. Every time they're given the opportunity to try and make a difference, nobody actually does anything too much about it. Here he comes in again, from a long way back.
Yeah, I saw an article in one of the car magazines, not a motorsport magazine, saying that the reason GP2 is great is because it's full of hungry drivers. Well, I disagree. I mean, 3000 was full of hungry drivers, and the racing was generally pretty dull. Here comes Hamilton again with a great toe on Glock. Look at the speed he's carrying compared to Glock. Around the outside, no, Glock's having none of it.
Well, Glock was glued to the inside line there, all the way up the hill and down the other side. He knew exactly what was going on.
Oh, he's left a big gap there. Glock ran wide to try and make sure he got a good run of the pit straight.
Look, he's aiming at the apex now. from quarter of a mile away, he's aiming for the apex in the first turn.
Glock just made a tactical error there, just trying to make sure he got loads of revs onto the front straight. He just ran slightly too wide. Lewis got underneath him, forced Glock to miss the apex and made him slow onto the front straight.
Well, that's what Lewis was, lappy paddle shift and gear changes. As you can see there, Lewis Hamilton with his fingers changing gear all the way through.
Glock here takes an extreme wide line, really, and just didn't really allow for Lewis being quite so close, I don't think.
A bit too much Mallory Park hairpin there, and not enough defence. But then he knew what a toe he'd given away on the straight, and he could think exactly the same thing was going to happen. Sort of devil in the deep blue sea when the guy came in. Here we go.
Caught him by 4/10 in the first sector.
And fastest lap of the race.
Yeah, that was the last lap, yeah.
Another critical point there. Every single one of these extras will be very, very important. Now then, this is where he's set up for the long toe down to the final couple of corners. Is he close enough? Through this fast right-hander over the hill into the braking area at the other side. I think he might be. Here he comes. Here he comes. What's Adam Carroll got under braking? Not enough, no.
Dear.
Well, you saw Adam move onto the racing line. He knew the game was up.
Formality. Well, Hamilton did the fastest ever middle sector of the race there.
Phenomenal. Andreas Zuber from second on the grid claims a momentous first GP2 win for himself. A great result, but what a race. That is the performance of the championship from Lewis Hamilton. What a stunning, stunning race. All right, dropped the ball prodigiously with a big spin on lap 2 that put him way down the...